In the grand chamber of the Prozinuthian High Council, Archon Caesar stood at the forefront, his voice resonating with authority as he addressed his fellow council members. "We cannot afford to divert our resources to the human colonies," he declared, his tone firm. "The aftermath of the rebellion has left us vulnerable, and we must focus on maintaining order within our own systems." Dlopun, seated opposite Caesar, leaned forward, his eyes blazing with determination. "We cannot allow the humans to continue their unchecked expansion," he argued. "If we strike now, we can quash their ambitions before they become a greater threat to our empire." The debate raged on, each council member presenting their arguments for how best to deal with the human expansion, but no consensus was reached. As the council deliberated, reports of Ixiart raids flooded in, further complicating the already tense situation. Wylam raised a cautionary hand, his voice cutting through the heated discussion. "Let us not forget the Ixiart threat," he warned. "Their guerrilla tactics have proven to be a formidable challenge for our forces, and we cannot afford to underestimate them." Voxum, ever dismissive of the Ixiarts, waved a hand in dismissal. "The Ixiarts are nothing but pests," he scoffed. "Our true focus should be on the human colonies and maintaining our dominance in this sector of space." Despite the differing opinions, one thing was clear. Action needed to be taken. With tensions mounting and the fate of the Prozinuthian Empire hanging in the balance, the council adjourned, each member preparing to make their case to the imperial forces. It was clear that the time for decisive action had come. In the aftermath of the council meeting, Archon Caesar convened with his advisors to devise a strategy for the challenges ahead. "We must tread carefully," he mused, his brow furrowed in thought. "The human expansion cannot go unchecked, but neither can we afford to ignore the threat posed by the Ixiarts." Together, they plotted their next moves, weighing the risks and rewards of each potential course of action. Dlopun, his voice resolute, addressed the council members, his gaze sweeping across the chamber. "We cannot underestimate the threat posed by the Ixiarts," he asserted. "Their alliance with the humans has bolstered their military capabilities, and we have already felt the sting of their newfound strength." Caesar, his brow furrowing with concern, interjected, "But let us not forget how humans wage war. They are relentless, cunning, and merciless. Once armed and organized, they committed unspeakable atrocities against our people during the rebellion. We cannot afford to underestimate their capabilities or their willingness to fight." As the debate raged on, Caesar implored the council members to heed the lessons of history. "The human rebellion was a wake-up call," he declared, his voice tinged with urgency. "We underestimated their resolve and paid dearly for it. We cannot allow history to repeat itself. We must take decisive action to quash any threats to our empire before they have a chance to gain momentum. Have you all forgotten how the humans fight? It's as if their barbaric instincts come back naturally when faced with greater odds. Our empire was only able to subdue the humans once because of a clear technological advantage we once held. That is no more. Those creatures only needed time to adapt our technology to their pack-hunting abilities. They mastered warfighting amongst themselves for thousands of years before we arrived. I understand the threat they pose too well, and now they have shared their barbarism with the Ixiart free tribes." Dlopun, nodding in agreement, added, "The Ixiarts may have received human training, but they are not invincible. We have faced challenges before and emerged victorious. With careful planning and strategic execution, we can overcome any obstacle that stands in our way." Voxum, his voice measured and authoritative, addressed the council members. "We must exercise caution and patience," he advised. "Let us observe the outcome of the conflicts between the humans and the Noans in the Barnard star system that is about to unfold. We can then assess the situation and determine the best course of action." Wylam, his expression skeptical, countered, "The Noans may not possess the might of the Prozinuthian Empire, but they are formidable in their own right. We should not underestimate their strength or their resolve." Zizor, his eyes gleaming with cunning, interjected. We have played a hand in shaping events from the shadows before. Just as we orchestrated the assassinations in Tilnum, we can lend our support to the Noans, thereby weakening the humans' claim to space and maintaining our influence. Wylam, however, remained adamant that action was necessary to prevent the humans from gaining too much ground. We cannot afford to sit idly by while our enemies grow stronger, he argued. We must be proactive in defending our empire and maintaining our dominance in the galaxy. Zizor, ever the tactician, proposed a middle ground. We can support the Noans covertly, using our influence to bolster their efforts without directly engaging the humans, he suggested. This way, we can limit the humans' expansion while minimizing our own risk of exposure. After much debate, the Council reached a consensus. They would support the Noans in their conflict with the humans, but their involvement would be subtle and strategic. Voxum would oversee the implementation of their plan, ensuring that every move was calculated and precise. As they prepared to set their strategy in motion, the Council members knew that the fate of the Prozinuthian Empire hung in the balance. With the right combination of patience, cunning, and strategic foresight, they were determined to maintain their position of power and influence in the galaxy. As they embarked on this new chapter in their history, they knew that the shadows held secrets and opportunities that could shape the destiny of entire civilizations.